Hello everyone, this is Dr. Shawn Pourgol. I'm an osteopath, and today I want to speak with you about different types of insurance benefit available. When we founded National Academy of Osteopathy over 10 years ago, there was barely any insurance coverage available for manual osteopathic care in Canada. The insurance benefits for the profession is a recent phenomenon that has spread in the past decade. Our alumni worked hard along with the other manual osteopaths in Canada to get the profession accepted by most insurance companies in Canada. We are blessed that we have insurance coverage in Canada, and we are blessed that insurance is paying per hour of manual osteopathic care. Whoever pays you controls you, and I want to explain to you how lucky we are that we have a hourly based system in Canada. In the United Kingdom, Australia, and a number of other countries, their public health covers manual osteopathic care, and they pay a small fee per osteopathic session. And they pay it no matter how much time the manual osteopath spends with the client. So it's the same in the United States. Manual osteopathy is not covered by insurance companies in the United States, but osteopathic physicians, when they do manual osteopathic care, they can get paid by the government insurance. Out of the over 100,000 osteopathic physicians, less than 1,000 of them do it. They also get paid like something like $25 or so per osteopathic session, not per hour of osteopathy. So what happens, because they're getting a small amount of fees, they are unable to spend 1 hour of their time with the patient. So they focus on treatments that is fast and quick, and basically they focus on using joint manipulation, spinal manipulation to help people, which is very good for acute pain but not so good for chronic pain. As such, their treatment in US, UK, Australia, and elsewhere, it resembles more like a chiropractic profession instead of how osteopathy is practiced in Canada. So whoever pays you controls you, by an insurance is fundamentally responsible for how the profession is practiced in many different countries. In Canada, we are lucky that the insurance pays per hour. However, I always teach my students to focus on cash paying patients. Cash paying patients, they last long time. They are more loyal to manual osteopaths. They don't have a limit, while insurance patients usually have a $500 per year limit, and once that limit is reached, most of them will not continue until the next year's benefit kicks in. Additionally, insurance companies cover about 30% of the population in Canada have insurance extended health benefit from their workplace. Not everybody have it. So if you rely just on accepting insurance, then you miss on 70% of the population that doesn't have insurance. Of course, insurance patients are easier to drop by because they don't pay out of pocket. Insurance pays, so they come easier to you. But relying on insurance companies, patients only, is a mistake. Look at what happened to the chiropractic profession. Chiropractors heavily rely on insurance cases. Rarely they see cash patients, and they relied heavily on custom-made foot orthotics. Over 50% of their income was generated from foot orthotics, and a few years ago, insurance companies delisted them from prescribing and dispensing at the same time custom-made foot orthotics. And they also, instead of paying to patients who have foot pain, they only now pay for patients who have foot deformity. Many people have foot pain, but only a few percentage of them have deformity, structural deformity. So what happened? A whole bunch of chiropractors lost their jobs. A whole bunch of clinics closed. Just in the province of Quebec, we got over 50 chiropractors registered to become manual osteopaths at National Academy of Osteopathy and National University of Medical Sciences. The whole chiropractic profession changed a lot because of relying on the insurance coverage only. It's a mistake to rely that. Accept the insurance cases, it is good, but always try to increase the number of cash patients in your practice. That is how successful manual osteopaths, how wealthy manual osteopaths work. Insurance companies, additionally, for chiropractic, before they could charge whatever they want, now most insurance companies pay a limit of $20 a visit. Physiotherapy before had unlimited treatments. Now they have a $500 limit with a maximum of $80 per visit. The same with massage therapy. Osteopathy now is under their radar. They don't really notice it. So, but still some insurance companies started to cap the limit at $100 per visit. Soon, there is never been a case that insurance companies get together and say, my God, how we can help and pay more for manual osteopathic care. They never do that. They have committees all the time to decrease their costs, which is okay, which is their right to do so. They're insurance companies, they're private companies to make money, and nobody blames them for trying to reduce their expenses. So, relying on insurance company is not good. Look at your practice. Do you have more than 50% of your patients as insurance cases? If you do, that's a big mistake. Most of your patients should be cash patients. You have to try to, wow, look at all these, the bus, tourist bus. And Naples is so beautiful, and they stop and they look at me to see what am I doing here, what am I speaking, but and they ring the bell for me. By the way, Naples is amazing. I love it. Anybody you meet on the street, they say hello to you. I never see that in any city. Every time I'm in Naples, when I go back to Toronto, I try to say hello to people in supermarkets, and they all think I'm strange. But here in supermarket streets, everywhere, people say hello to you on the beach. Very, very friendly people. If you can come here and work, Naples is... If you can, you try your best to always increase the number of cash patients in your practice. Relying on insurance can destroy you. The same happened in kinesiology profession. They used to do home-based assessment, job site analysis, and FAEs, functional abilities evaluation in Ontario. And suddenly, with one change in the insurance law, auto insurance law in Ontario, the whole profession got destroyed, and now basically there is no kinesiology profession as a job. It's very rare, and most of them become health professionals. Tons of our manual osteopathy and alumni are kinesiologists who change professions. Relying on insurance as your sole source of income is a mistake. Focus on cash patients. Cash patients, there are so many of them, and I explained in my other videos how you can get more cash patients in your practice. Take insurance cases as much as you can, it is fine, but don't rely solely on insurance cases. That's a mistake. That is a mentality of lack. Some manual osteopaths think patients only come to them because it's free, because insurance pays for them. That's a lack mentality. Patients come to you because you help them with their pain, and that is why they come. So once you believe in yourself, once you have self-confidence, you understand that your services are worth over $100 per hour, not just because they are free. So do not rely on that. It's a blessing that we have insurance coverage in manual osteopathic profession now, because it means a lot more people can come and see a manual osteopath and they get exposed. The profession was elevated, it go to more mainstream, but it is not, should not be your sole source of income. Okay, how our alumni can get coverage by insurance companies, and what type of insurance are available? There are many different type of payments. We call them third-party payers, meaning the patient doesn't pay himself or herself directly and somebody else pays for that services. First of all, the most common payment for medical community is the government plans, government insurance. Like in Ontario, it's called OHIP, Ontario Health Insurance Plan. That one rarely pays for manual osteopaths unless they have a degree in and they are licensed in a profession that is covered. For example, our alumni that are medical doctors in Canada, they can charge for manual osteopathy. The majority of them, the other ones who don't have a medical degree cannot. Chiropractors, for example, cannot in Ontario charge Ontario OHIP. Physiotherapists, in rare cases, they can. Rare cases, the patient has to be older and they have to have a special license. It's very hard, but if they do, then they can provide manual osteopathic care and get covered under OHIP as part of their physiotherapy services. But the majority of manual osteopaths cannot under government insurance plan. The next is Workers' Safety Insurance Board, also known as Workers' Compensation Board in different provinces. They cover when a worker is injured. Again, manual osteopaths who don't have a special license cannot charge that, but manual osteopaths who are chiropractors, physiotherapists, and a number of other professions, they can get paid under WSIB or WCB for manual osteopathic care they provide to the workers that are injured. But again, not so many manual osteopaths have a dual license as a chiropractor and physiotherapy, so that's not something popular too. Then there is cases like Veteran Affairs that now covers for manual osteopathic care provided by our alumni. And in rare cases, Ontario Disability Plan covers for manual osteopathic care for patients who are on social assistance or long-term disability, but this is very rare. You have to apply and you have to send a report, get permission, and so on. It's not something on a day-to-day thing you see. Maybe in a year you get 1 or 2 clients like that. These, if you are licensed to do so or get it, you don't need to belong to any association to get that. For example, if you're a medical doctor in Canada as well as a manual osteopath and OHIP pays you, you can bill OHIP without being a member of any association. But the main when we talk about insurance coverage, insurance benefit in Canada, we mainly talking about what is known as EHP, Extended Health Benefit. These are extended health insurers in Canada, the type of insurance companies that sell benefits and policies to employers. Also, individual people in Canada can purchase extended health plan without having to go through their employer. For example, me personally, I can also purchase that, or you can as well. So these are insurance companies that something like Manual Life, Industrial Life, and so on. They employers pay or people pay. The policies range from $50 to $150 a month, and they pay for your medications, drugs, dental, chiropractic, physiotherapy, massage therapy, and now more and more of them osteopathy. Almost all of them cover for manual osteopathic care. So when we talk about insurance, this is what we usually mean in Canada. When we say manual osteopathy is covered insurance, we mean EHP, Extended Health Plan. Now they cover manual osteopathy. Over 10 years ago they didn't. Now they do almost all of them. To get reimbursed for your manual osteopathic care that you provide to patients, manual alumni cannot do so directly. They have to become a member of an association, an osteopathic association in Canada that covers that kind of policy that is accepted by a certain type of insurer. They cannot just, without being a member of an association, submit a bill to the insurance companies, because insurance companies do not accept or do not evaluate osteopathic schools. So you can't say, for example, I am from National Academy of Osteopathy, Manulife approves NAO. Manulife does not approve any school of osteopathy because that's not they do. They work with a specific association. For example, Manulife works with approves College of Registered Manual Osteopaths, which is chaired by my student, Dr. Devlin, who's a registered psychologist as well as a manual osteopath, who is an indigenous person. This association is an indigenous persons association. Or, for example, College of Registered Manual Osteopaths of Ontario, Manulife accepts that. That is the person is Dr. Andrew Chan, a registered massage therapist and a manual osteopath who's my student as well. Or ACMA is a national association in Quebec. I don't know, the name is in French. I can't recall exactly what it stands for. Something like Association of Natural Medicines of Canada, something like that. And the president and founder is Dr. Sylvain Defarges, who is one of my students, and he's a chiropractor also in Quebec. And so if our alumni want to join this, to build insurance companies, for example, if they want to build Manulife, they have to join one of these associations, and these associations then issues a billing number. And when our students build the insurance company, they have to put their license number, they have to mention which association they're a member of, submit the bill, and get paid, get reimbursed for it. Usually how it works, the patient pays our student, our alumni submits a paid in full receipt, gives it to patient submits the bill to the insurance company, and the insurance company pays them. A few insurance companies provide direct billing and pay directly to our alumni, but mostly they work on reimbursing the patient. There are more than 150 extended health plan insurers and claim adjusting companies, claim management companies in Canada. Each one has its own rules and regulations. Each one works with some association, doesn't work with other association. There is not a standard standard policy that to follow. Some of them require our alumni to call them and register with them in person, on the phone. Some require you go online and fill up some form. Some do not require anything. You can just submit a bill to them. Some accept billing only to patients. Every case is different. They don't have a standard policy. This is the EHP, Extended Health Plan kind of insurance company. This is national. This is national and works across Canada. So basically, for example, the College of Registered Manual Osteopaths is a national organization, and if you're a member in Ontario, Quebec, Alberta, British Columbia, anywhere you can build insurance companies. Then there is another type of insurance, MVA insurance, for people who are injured in auto accidents, in motor vehicle accidents. This is provincial. Each province has a different rules and regulations. This is run by the government. Government mandates and controls the auto insurance companies. In Ontario, there are private auto insurers that provide auto insurance, you send the bill to them. Our alumni have to become member of HCI, get a license number, and with that license number they have OCF standard invoice forms, and they have a form called auto insurance standard invoice that they have to fill up and submit to the specific insurance companies. But those are run by the the laws they have to follow by what the Ontario government under Fiscal Financial Service Commission of Ontario sets. And Fiscal sets a flat fee of about $60 for regular injuries, and a little more, like $65 for serious injuries for manual osteopathic care. And our alumni are not allowed to charge the patient for the remainder. So if they have a choice to accept patients who are injured in auto accidents, but if they do, then they cannot charge more than $60. That is what the auto insurance will pay them, and the manual osteopath or alumni have to say, okay, that's it, thank you, and do not charge the patient the extra. With extended health plan insurance, with work insurances, for example, if they cover $100 and our alumni fee is $140, they must charge the $40 extra to the patient. It is against the law for manual osteopath to give this $40 off. It is considered theft against insurance companies, and they cannot do so, and the insurance companies check on that a lot. They want the patient to pay this $40 because they want the patient to think twice before using services, because they know they have to pay out of pocket. Okay, so all this we teach to our students. That is why in 10 years there has not been even one case of malpractice insurance or insurance fraud or unethical behavior by one of our alumni, because we teach them so many lectures about ethics and jurisprudence. We focus heavily on that. We teach our alumni a lot of ethics and jurisprudence courses to ensure that they know all the applicable laws in the area where they practice, so they don't get into trouble, so they are knowledgeable. And that is, as I mentioned, that is why in 10 years, thank God, I'm grateful to God that we did not have any cases against our alumni. So with MVA cases, the way auto insurance works is different. You cannot just submit them your own invoice. They have special forms called OCF. You have to submit a treatment plan first to the auto insurance. Our alumni then have to wait. By 5 days, the insurance have to respond. If they don't receive a response, means it is approved. And if the insurance approves, then they can start to do treatment. In Ontario, there is a maximum of $3,500 for all insurance cases, for all the expenses. So more than that, the patient is not covered. And the auto insurance cases is, every province is different. For example, in British Columbia, there's only one organization covering auto insurance, and that belongs to the government. And recently they now accept manual osteopathic care as well on a case-by-case basis. Remember, unlike the extended health plan insurance, for the work insurance, employee benefits, there if they accept, if they have manual osteopathic coverage and you submit a bill, they cover it. But with auto insurance, it's not like that. With auto insurance, each adjuster have to approve it. So just because the patient has been injured in an auto accident and has policy does not mean you get paid. But that doesn't mean if you're chiropractor, physio, it's the same. You can be a chiropractor, submit a bill, and they reject it. The adjuster is the one who decides to accept or not. So these are the different type of insurance coverage available to our alumni in Canada. The most common is extended health plan coverage through work. 30% of the population have that. Auto insurance is the second more common. We also work a lot with unions. I am president of the Canadian Union of Osteopathic Manual Practitioners. It's the first osteopathy union, manual osteopathy union in Canada. The profession never had a union of its own. It is available free of charge to our alumni, to our alumni of National University of Medical Sciences and National Academy of Osteopathy. They can join it. It has tons of benefit because it's a union. It has solidarity with other unions in Canada, and we have a good relationship. Member of other unions, if they need manual osteopathic care, they're encouraged to use the services of one of our alumni or my clinic, the Osteopathic Chronic Pain Clinics of Canada, that we now have 329 clinics in 30 countries. We have in most Canadian provinces clinics, and OCPCC has a good relationship with unions, and the union workers, when they need our services for their chronic pain, they use our chronic. By the way, this clinic is a non-profit clinic. All the expenses of running its head office is covered by my 3 schools. All the money it receives through manual osteopathic care is given to the manual osteopaths who work there. We don't take even $1 of their income. All manual osteopaths who work for this clinic, they are given free of charge. We pay for tuition, the fellowship program in chronic pain management at National Academy of Osteopathy. They're all chronic pain specialists, and they are all my students. We only accept students of our 3 schools for this clinic. I highly believe I strongly believe that my students are the best manual osteopaths in the world, because we teach them systematic, scientific-based, research-based approach to osteopathy. That is why they're so good at treating chronic pain. They treat patients with chronic pain for 1 hour, and they spend time, they do their job, and they get the patient better. That is why my clinic, OCPCC, 3 years ago when I founded with 1 clinic in Toronto, in 3 years now we have 329 clinics. It is because of their excellent work in dealing with chronic pain. They are getting paid by insurance companies, and I'm grateful to the insurance industry for accepting our alumni and for covering manual osteopathic care. It's a beautiful thing. It elevated the profession, but again, I'm grateful, but please do not focus all your efforts on obtaining insurance customers. Focus also on getting cash paying patients. You will be a lot happier because you don't have just insurance companies control you. You have cash paying patients. If God forbid something happened to the insurance industry and they no longer cover manual osteopathy, you will have a large base of cash paying patients to cover your services. It is very important not to rely on one source of income, on one source of payer. It's not a good idea. That's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. This was a very funny video for me. It stopped 3 times. One time the card, the SIM card became full. I had to delete some previous videos so I can continue. Then another time, the wind almost dropped it, so I had to fix it. And another time the battery finished. But I hope I can edit it well. If you see some problem in the video, means I didn't edit the video that good. I apologize for that. I'm not good at editing and all that thing. I do my best, but hope you like this video. Have a nice day. Until next time, bye for now.